Hey, welcome back. I hope all this stuff has helped so far to show some capabilities and features and how to do certain things within Altiris. So the last thing we really haven't talked about is reporting. So I just wanted to go over that and show some various reporting scenarios and things you can do. I mean, virtually it's whatever you want to do. There's so much to it. So if we go in, there's canned reports. There's a ton of them. There's just different things you can do right out of the box. Now, a lot of times they don't have everything you want in them. I'll give an example. So if you've been following through the tutorials, we did application inventory and application metering. We actually denied some applications and navigate down, denial events by application. Here we go, solid exe. Now if we right click that, so I mean really, if you right click, it's like, well, that doesn't help. Great, solid exe was blocked, but it doesn't tell me who. So if you notice, you also cannot edit a report that's a canned report. What you can do is clone it. When you clone it, you're now given the capability to edit that report. Now, hopefully you know a little SQL, because this can get a little intimidating if you don't. I just know enough just to be dangerous. So to follow suit, we're going new report, no, a new folder, 1.test lab reports, and we're going to refresh this so it shows up at the top of the list. So here we can do our reports. Now, like I said, you can come through here, you can find various reports. Let's look under inventory, discovered devices, what's in here. So with reports, though, something neat that they also added is, well, I won't say neat. In 6.0, before Symantec purchased it, the company was called Altiris. That was the name of the company. When you clicked on a report on this side, it gave you a menu item. It was I think you could schedule the report to run, saved reports, edit report, run report, and certain things like that. Well, when Symantec went and bought it in 7.x, I didn't start using it until 7.1. There was a 7.0, but I can say this did not exist. It just ran. You click on a report, it ran. Well, what if you wanted to change variables? It was a real nuisance. So they've added this feature where you can uncheck and it won't auto run next time you click on it. You actually have to click run. Now your technicians can forget that at times. It happens all the time for me. Alright, so let's come down here. Count of computers by manufacturer. Let's run this. Oh, all mine are VMware. You right click, they even have drill down menu. Oh, it's interesting. It said 3. We have a lot more than 3. And you keep right clicking and resource manager to get to the machine. So you can do so many things with reports. And one of the things you can do is reports within reports. That's a little more advanced, but I'm going to probably start out with something like that. So what you can do, we're just going to actually start at the very top. So we're going to create a new report. So new report, you can do a computer report, user report, resource report, or SQL report. Now, I'm going to wing it. I don't use these 3. I'm a pure SQL guy only because none of the reports or the report build or anything really works in my favor. I know enough to get by, but we'll go to computer report. Let's give this a try. So what I want, now this is the report builder. Now this is very challenging, so bear with me. So this is select computers, what fields we want. Alright, so GUID, name, let's add OS name. We click add. So, and you can do resolve query, and without saving it, it should show you, actually I'm sorry, results. Resolve query, if you click it, it'll then tell you if there's an error or not. Results will show you the results. Now you can hit save. you could come back and you could do other things. You can add more fields and stuff. We're just going to call this computer and OS name. All right. Now I'm going to go back to the way I like doing things. Now we're going to do report, SQL report, and you'll see why I like this better. I only spent a moment on the report builder. I'm sorry. I don't even know where to start with it. But distinct OS names. Now we're going to come down in SQL Studio Manager. And what I do is stuff like this. So select distinct. You need a bracket if you're going to do a space in the field. So select distinct OS name from IMV AEX AC identification. Really, that's all we need. I mean, this is going to be a simple report. So what this is going to do, this is just giving me each of my OSs. I got my Mac in there. Nice. I didn't think it actually went. It was El Capitan. Now I'm actually installing Sierra, actually on the other monitor at this moment. So now that we have our distinct OSs, we can organize it. We can do different things. All right, order by OS name. Run it again. 10, 7, 8. Okay, it's in order. So we take this and we can go back over and just do this. Now, I have a reason why I'm doing this. Okay. Now, we're going to create another report. Actually, create a folder first. I don't know what to call it. Drop down reports, we'll call it. We're going to drop this in here. Back here on this report. Ah, here we go. So we're going to take this simple. See, when you right click on an item, sometimes it won't go away. So we're going to come back here, right? So you got this. That's great. It's what you want, right? But this is a pain. So let's edit this report again. Oh, it's this report. So let's see. Views, you can hide and show columns. If you had like a ton of columns and you wanted to hide 4 of them, if you did a select star from, then you can actually shove some to the corner and not show them in your report. Let's see. Can I do what I wanted to in this? No, I cannot. All right. So this is computer and OS name. We're going to do new SQL report. We're going to call it computer report, choose OS name. Choose OS. I'll just leave it like that. Okay. Now, first thing is, well, we're going to save this. I'm hoping I still have in memory. Well, oh, see, we didn't change anything. We just kept the default code in there. Hoping it's still in memory. It is. Let's hit save. Okay, so the report ran, and then that's, well, this is the distinct OS. Let's change that. I forgot where I was going with this. I'm sorry. So select name and OS name. And see, what I like about Studio is it fills stuff in for you. Name, OS name, and let's do HW serial number. There it is, chassis serial number. Let's run that. Oh, sorry, this is VMs. Let's do this. star to get an idea what columns we have to choose. Select name, OS name, comma, ambiguous. Oh, alright, let's just do this. We'll cut this out. We'll put it back. Take that out. Alright, so here's all the different things we have. So we have name, domain, system type. Now there is, if you click on a filter, there probably is also a report with this, but you'll see where I'm going. OS version, we'll do that. Okay. Oh, client date. That is very important. I usually use that on most of my reports. So let's execute this. Here we go, right? Not bad. I don't have a client date for 2 machines. That's fine. We'll work on that later. For now, pump this in. We say save. And there we go, right? It's good. We have info. This is what we want. Now, what good is this? In the corner here, you can do server. There's all my server 2012s. You can do 10, right? Anything where 10 is in. So we have, why is 10 here? Not sure. Maybe the 10's here. See, I mean, let's do XP. Yeah. So, I mean, you can do this, but that's not really a report. This is filtering. If you send this, they've got to sort. So, how about if you can create drop downs? And this is where we was going with the distinct OS name. So what we can do is if we go to report parameters, we say add new parameter. We will call it OS name. Name. OS name. And it's just going to be basic string. Now, you could do this, right? And you can say it's a basic parameter. Now we're going to do this for the OS version only just so you can see it done. But for now, what we're going to do is a drop-down list. Now you can put custom in here, right? So if you do from here, you could say this. Now, so as you see, the site says display. It's what you want it to see. All OS. Let's put a slash in there. And the value is %. Wildcard in Altiris is %. You have to hit add. Now you can do more if you want, but check this out. We'll come down here. We're going to select a report. Distinct. Oh, what did we call it? Distinct OS names. Oh, they have a distinct OS. So, oh no, actually, I actually imported some reports to try and do for this tutorial. We'll see if I use any of them, but I actually found that. So now we're going to display OS name. We're just going to say OK. Now you would think you're done, but you're not. You have to go back to data source. And you have to do a little more. So query parameters, you have to add OS name. You have to pull it in. And then you go back here. From here, where OS name in, actually we'll do like %OS name %. Now I forget what we called that variable. Let's go look again. That was OS name, but it's not case sensitive, but obviously you want to keep it consistent just for sake. Now we're going to say save. Now if this fails, if this saves and runs, I'll also show you what happens when it fails. So here we go. Now, if you notice, it ran all OS. We're going to check this. I don't want it to run every time. You click this drop down. It's actually running the report that we had. So if somebody goes, hey, I want to see all your Windows 10. See, that's why sometimes this can be a pain with the dropdown. If you have Windows 10 multiples, you'll end up filtering them out. But if somebody goes, hey, let me see all the servers we have. Okay, fine. Here's all the servers. Remember, I unchecked, and we checked something, so we have to click run. So we hit run. Now here they are. Now, it's the same thing as over here. You know, you can filter out. But if you were to put server in here, yeah, the server showed up. But what if you want to specifically see this one, 6.3.9600? Yeah, you can put 6.3.9600. I get that. It's just, okay, so now we're going to edit this. You know what? How about OS version? What if we want to select that? Because if we go back here and do all, remember we did the all to run it, XP's in here. Oh, and Windows 10s. So we can do 10 dot and pull that out. But look, the Mac also pulls out. So let's go ahead, edit this. Report parameter. So we have OS version, new parameter. The very top is your variable name, so OS ver. The second one's your description, OS version. Yeah, whatever you type here is what's going to show up. So we're going to leave basic string. Now sometimes what I like doing, because like I said, sometimes reports will run, and if the report is a big report, and you'll get people to gripe. So we're expecting a number. I might just do A, default and test, basic parameter. You can do tooltip and text and width. I don't touch any of this stuff. I just leave it alone. So now we say OK. Now remember, that's the parameter. Now we've created a parameter, but we haven't brought it in for the report to use, which is the query parameters. That's a simple add OS version. But now we need to pull it into the SQL. And OS version like OS ver. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just show you. If I hit save, it should fail. Actually, it won't, because OS ver is okay, but it's not going to work. If I do 10, run, it's not going to work. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Well, remember, my default OS version was A, and it doesn't exist. But also, what we've done is we've said we want the version to be like A. Well, they're numbers. Well, we want OS version to be like OS ver. We forgot to make it into a variable with our percents. So now we hit save. We hit run. And it still fails to run. Let's see. OS name is like that, which can be all. And OS version like OS. Okay. So I think the one bad thing about, see, I use the A's from time to time, but this may not be a good spot to use it. So let's hit save. OS version, we got 10 in there. Let's do a 1. Dagnabbit. Alright. So once you get a little more in depth with these, it can be a pain. So, alright, let's do, instead of and, or, save. Run. Alright. So, let's let's do, see, we're gonna have a problem with this. So, well, that 10 run, it'll still keep the Mac in there, and that didn't work at all. Let's do 6 dot. I think I know why. Let's do 8. See if this filters out. Alright, so it did work. It's just, there are other anomalies. We said all OSs or OS version like 6 dot. So now we said where it's Windows 8 or 6. I don't know. So, but you get the idea there. I actually have a better report for us to do. But this right here is using a report within a report. So that's definitely something you can definitely use. All right, so I got a good one here. I love this report. This report will, a lot of times people will hit me up and say, because I have to email certain groups when patches are going out and whatnot, and somebody will say, we're having a problem. It's a Wednesday. We're having a problem, and we should make sure nothing was pushed to this machine. And I'll run my report, and I'll send it to them. I go, nope, nothing was pushed within the last 22 days or whatever. And because I only patch on Monday mornings at 2:30, so usually if it's Wednesday or Thursday or Friday and they're now telling me there's an issue, it means usually my first thing is, did you just reboot? If no, I didn't reboot yet. Well, patches haven't really finished installing yet. Or I'll say, did you reboot? And I'll say, yeah, I just reboot. And it's like, well, my report will probably tell you nothing installed. However, you just rebooted and patches have been queued up. And it means I'm not going to be able to really tell you via report. I can tell you when certain things went, and you can look into it. So this is selecting the computer name. So select the machine and an advertisement name. Now, when the advertisement name is like uninstall, then uninstall. If it's like install, blah, 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 right? So it goes down. I'll show you what this is in a second. Else, it's install. End as type. Now, case, when return code equals 03010, then success, else verify. End as status. So what I'm doing with this is, I'm going to copy this because I don't want to mess with it, because now I'm going to mess with it. So what this will do, the top part, when you create your policies, let's say you're going to deploy Adobe, and let's say you do a pilot. Well, if you say install or upgrade or pilot, that's the advertisement name. So like it says here, when advertisement name like this, then take type as whatever this is. So if I'm not mistaken, it's probably, I don't think in the tutorials I actually named them this way. So let's give a quick check. So you know what, we're going to do days, so it doesn't matter. We're going to take all this out. We're just going to do by day, date difference, we'll say 2 days. Execute. What do we got? Oh, stuff did run. Now, if you look, see, machine name, the advertisement name, install, the type was install. Now, because we said else install, is there anything? My scan runs a lot. Let's do 20 days. We haven't even been using it that long. And oh, I saw a verify. Now, so I actually have 2 reports. So it looks like a patch might have failed. So, like I said, I didn't name any of the policies upgrade, so you'd have to toy with this, but you get the idea. If it was called install, let's see, is there anything else other than these patches? Assessment scan. Now we did do, okay, so see it saw install at the end, install here. and that's why it called it install. If they were upgrade, here we go, upgrade, found upgrade in the name and pulled upgrade. So I mean, that's kind of nice. Now we're going to do 2 reports because this might be okay, but see, if you were to tell people status 0, well, what's the status 0? What's a 3010? They don't know. They don't. They don't need to know that. So, all right, let's get caught back up. If you heard my son in the background, I apologize. He was asking me to move the car. He's cutting the grass. He has his permit, but he can't just move it himself. All right. So we were down to 2 reports. I like doing 2, one for the admins and one for managers and all that stuff. So we'll take this. This is a good report. Now, one thing you may want to notice is some of the stuff in here you really don't need. Like Windows assessment scan. Do they really care? So let's copy this out. Let's come up here where this and advertisement name not, and this is where I do an in. I do an in because you can put a couple of them without, if you didn't, you would have to do an advertisement name not like Windows assessment scan or not like or not like or not like. This way you just do this and you could theoretically take this. See how, oh crap, I really named that one long, didn't I? Ah, well, so we could do, let's back this up. And let's see. And just put a wild card like this. Now we have 332 rows. We run this, 181. So see, you can do that. But it's a patch. People are going to want to know that the patch went. So, but we don't care about the assessment scan. So we had 332. Still 181. Is that long one still in here? Yes, it is. All right. So, you can figure out what you don't want to show, what you do want to show. So we're going to take this report and we're going to go back into Altiris. And we will call new folder. No, we don't want to put it there. Let's see what we got. Drop down. There's that. New folder. Actually, it's not a patch report. Software delivery reports. New port SQL. All right. Actually, let's go back into SQL because we want to take exactly what I had before, but we don't want the advertisement name like this, right? So this report fully looks like this. Name, advertisement, because because you want, you'll see, we're going to do more variables again. Where that and already had an and. Advertisement name not like this. Now, I did learn, okay, so remember I told you about variable like this. Now, if somebody goes to put a machine name in, ours are called Windows 10, Windows XP, Windows whatever, Altiris. Well, if they wanted to do, the name was like Altiris, they'd have to do ALTI%. Well, you know what? Management doesn't care about variables. Okay, it's like Altair. Why do they have to remember about the percent? So I learned if you put a double percent, so percent in front, percent in the back, you may only need one in the front or the back. I don't know. I just threw one, so I just doubled them up. Extra variables, extra wildcards. What I learned is they can just partially type the name. All right, and you probably hear the noise in the background. My son cutting grass. I'm in the basement, so I apologize if you do. So it happens when you work full time and do stuff like this. I love doing this. That's why. So, all right. Let's see. So this isn't going to work. This will let's hit apply. It's probably going to give us an error. There we go. See? So here's errors. And we got to sit here and go, okay, well, why? Well, we haven't set up variables. It knows we haven't. So machine name is 1. So let's go report parameters, add parameter, machine name, basic string. We'll do, this is, well, we'll do percent. See, this is where I might do the A to stop it from running. But, you know, it doesn't matter because that's back before 7.6 when you could uncheck. So 7.5, it still auto ran. So I use 7.1, SP1, hotfix 4. Then we went to 7.5, hotfix 7. And both of those, you had no choice. It just ran. It was very frustrating. So I had to find ways around it. But now we don't have to worry about that. So let's do basic. We'll say OK. Is it not going to work because of our... Try that again. That's a new one for me. I haven't been on 7.6 that long, so something I should have found out by now. If so, percent. No, not that one. Basic. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's not going to run. So that's fine. So what we can do, just remember this. So we'll just take out the whole where down to here. Advertisement name, not like this, right? So now if we go to report parameters, say what? Oh, from that where it's got to be a runnable state. Oh, look, it did keep our variable. Good. Let's go back over here. I don't know why I clicked off. So machine name at ADV name. Software delivered percent. Now you could do a report on this. Select distinct advertisement name from and the table, and it would do it. And you could just remember drop down list, and they can actually choose a physical. But we're just going to do it simplistic on this. And now our next one is num days. Let's do number of days. And the reason why I just didn't bring in my report has other custom fields from custom inventory. And oh, we didn't do a custom inventory. Might have to look at doing that because that is not that easy. That's a pain. It is nice when you're done. We actually pull a full registry key that we custom. So we do a Wise script. That's what I'll do. I'll do a Wise script tutorial on how to use Wise script to give the user, well, your text an interface. Then it can fill in info. And that info will then write to the registry, and then it will upload to the server, and then it's now searchable. And we use that for like site, lab location. I work for a biopharma company, and we have labs, so lab location, lab client, stuff like that. What department, what instrument software, instrument hardware version, is it backed up? Is it FDA regulated? So, it's stuff that you're not going to get from anywhere. This is something you have to enter, and we came up with this, and it works great. So, and that we're able to throw into reports, so we can show a computer in a drop-down. I do select distinct sites, and that's a report that has a drop-down, so somebody can go, all right, well, my site is Hopewell. So they'll do the drop down, they'll do Hopewell, and then they'll show all machines or certain OS, and they'll filter through. So let's get back to this. Let's say OK. There's our 3. If you remember, we have to go back to data source to get these tabs down here. Now we'll go to query. We need to add number of days, machine name. Doesn't matter what order you click them because it all is dictated by the SQL code, which we need to take this where out. Now paste this in. Now if we do resolve query, actually it might be okay because we've got, we'll see. No. Num days. Let's see. Match name. Match name. ADV name. Num days. Num days. Add name. Match name. Alright, so failed again. So let's do this. Doesn't like something. Maybe you see it while you're watching. Okay, it's something in here. Oh wait. Let's do from here down. Apply. Now it took. That's telling me the first set, machine name is fine. And advertisement name like that. So let's take this out. Apply. Process elimination. I'm not the best at this. Not great at it either. But I can get by. Okay. Doesn't like the num days part. Alright, let's come back here. Apply. See if that still goes. Okay, it took. Now, I'm not sure. And date diff. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll go back to my SQL code, right? So, we know it's in num days. So if we do this, and we're date diff, home, and delete, and 5. Execute. It runs. Okay. Let's go back to report. Save. Alright. Let's take that out so we can get to our variables. I mean, this is a straight copy out of my other report, so I know the code is right. We didn't change any of the table names or anything, so num days, number of days, basic string. Alright, so that's just save that. Here's what our report will look like, right? So it'll run for all percents, and it does run for now. That's fine. Let's go down to my other report, edit, do parameters, num days, number of days. All right, well, I put a number as a default instead of a percent. I think that's what I found last time. Software delivered in X days. Come in here. Num days. Edit. Default 1. Test value 1. Say OK. Data source. Paste. Say apply. Let's see if that works. Okay. So I have no clue what's going on. So it's just one of them little cheating moments. We're going to copy this code out of here. We're going to come up here. I'm going to edit this. I'm going to paste it in. I'm going to take certain fields out. Where name is like this, and advertisement name is like this, and date difference. Let's just try this first. Huh. Oh, gotta take this out. Gotta take our table. Wow, this is so not going how I expected it to. I don't know what I did different. And we know it's on the number of days. So let's come back here. Num days, edit, basic string, basic parameter and value. I mean, I put other stuff. So, you know what? Let's take this report. What happens if I delete this? I delete this. Report parameters. Delete this. It doesn't like the number of days. This one either. Alright, let's do this. See, like I said, I'm showing you a tutorial. I'm trying not to cut stuff out because a lot of tutorials, they just go through and look so great, look so easy. So this part works. I mean, software delivered. If you look KB317. KB317. Now, like I said, you can put your percents in. Let's auto run it. Let's run it. There you go. Here's all the KB317s, right? You should, because I put the double percents in, be able to say, just give me this. And it works, right? Now, just put a percent in here, only because I'm not sure if you can do nothing. Just give it a shot. Software delivered. Alright, it works. We didn't say anything. Machine name. Windows 1. Okay, so Windows 10 CB, receive them. Number of days. All right, so we got 16, 19, today's the 24th. So we'll say 6. Now the reports will remember what settings you last chose. When you come back, it'll automatically default. So 6. Oh, this is when it's not working. I wasn't thinking about that. Alright, so yeah, see, the days are not working. Now, if we edit this, let's figure that out. Because this is definitely important. So, kids run around like a horse up there, if you heard them. Alright, let's do this. And date diff. Let's just throw a solid number in there. Now see, now it took that. So we have to run it because I have auto run unchecked. There we go. In the last 5 days, 7-zip was the only thing that went. Now let's edit this and take a look what's going on. Port num days. Let's edit this. Taking this straight from here. And if you saw what I did wrong, please throw it in the comments. Data source. Now for now, we're just going to do percent like this. Does it save? That is interesting. I have no idea why this is actually not going. Wow, I'm stumped. And this is a report that I use a lot. Oh yeah, I did say 2, 2, or 5, or whatever you want to put. Let's take that out. Come back over here so we get rid of this error. Save that. Wow, I'm stumped. All right. Well, I mean it's shocking because here. Declare at that num days. Oh, actually, because this is going to be at num days. Execute. Correct syntax near keyword and. Oh. Duh. Execute. Column, parameter, or variable 1 cannot find data type num days. Is invalid data type. Oh. I forget how to do this now. Alright. So I just took a quick look. Another report I have. And it's that. Okay, unfortunately I have a failure here. So we're going to go ahead and scratch the number of days. I don't know why I'm not getting it working. But what I do want to do is I want to be able to show you another report. This is just about reports, figuring them out, what works, what you can get to work. I'm not sure what's going on. You know what? I'm going to do it again. Let's give us a shot. New parameter. I think I just saw it. Num days. Number of days. 2. Say OK. Come down here. Add number of days. Over here. Percent num days percent. See if this works. I knew it. Okay. So the problem was, originally when I did this, I did percents, right? So I went in here, I created the variable, put percent. Then I went into data source, and I went to query parameters. Remember, you had to add it from here. And then I had percent in here, and then it was failing. Well, I changed it to numbers on report parameters, but it doesn't trickle down. I had to change it here too, and I didn't. Oh, I knew I'd get it. So let's go ahead and run. That's in 5 days. In the last 10 days. There we go. Okay, it's working. Oof. So we're gonna do. Let's see. We're gonna create a new folder. Port. Let's do a new folder. We're gonna call it hardware reports. Say OK. New report, SQL report. Machines deployed in certain years, or year and machine deployment counts. Okay. So we're going to oh, wrong. I already did it over here. So we're going to select the OS name. Actually, year and OS deployment counts. So select T1 OS name, and then we're going to count the GUID and call it deployed. So we've deployed, now this is 2016. Okay, so what we're going to understand here is you could call this 2016 year-end OS deployment count, but let's go ahead and do this. Year. And we will go to report parameters, which may bomb, data source. Alright, you know what? I think we're able to do this and it still saved us. Let's try this. Add new parameter, year. Do 2016. Now, you can let them edit it. You can do a drop down. You could do another select distinct and pull out the year from advertisement name or whatever, anywhere you want to do it and get that. Or you can say drop down list, manually edit, and we're going to do all percent. And what I don't like about this, you can't reorder these. It's a pain. So the way you put them in, 2014, 2015, 2015, 2016. Now they don't have to be the same. The one is display. You can call it whatever you want. Now, so we did them in physical order. Go to data source, query parameters, add. Did not take. Oh, it's going to do that to us, isn't it? So see, these are things you can run into. And look, that won't go away yet. So that's fine. Let's take this away. Now, just click off it. Save. Oh, come on. New parameter. Cancel. Just get rid of it. So select that. Oh. Select from where? Why is that not good enough? Hi. All right. We have it over here, so we don't need to worry about anything else. What if we delete this? Will it work? No. Oh, I have a table that doesn't exist. Oh, I have a field that doesn't exist. Oh, what am I doing? I need to take this, paste it in. See, it can get confusing at times. Let's hit apply, just so it gets rid of that error. Okay. So it took. So we go to report parameters. Our year is there. Now we come back. Percent. Now this is a drop-down box, so we can just do year. We don't have to do the double wildcards in the front and the back. We would normally do that like if we wanted to edit and didn't want the user to have to know the wildcard. So if they do all, oh, wrong button. Trying to go too fast. I gotta head out soon, that's why I'm trying to rush through this. Alright, all, run, and nothing's coming back. This is interesting because over here, this works. See? So if we come back here, we edit. We say like 2016, save. I mean, I've actually done this, but I didn't do the drop down for the years. I actually just did one for 2016, 2015, 2014, and I'm just learning how to add these extra features, so I'm sorry I can't get them going. One nice thing, though, is you can also print all, and when you say print, look how it's going to come out. There's probably a way for you to figure out how to get rid of the Symantec and put your own in, but it's already, you can do it as a PDF. So I'm going to close that out. So that worked. Let's do an edit. Select that from that. Alright, this is an old report. I don't do them this way usually anymore. I kind of have cleaned them up. Alright, so select that. Where install date like You know what? I think because I think we need this. Let's give this a shot. And I can explain why. I just don't want to speak before I find out if it works. And it's not working. Does any of them work? No. Select those name count is deployed from here. Left join, join, where T3 install date, like. It, for some reason, is not grabbing the 2016. Interesting. Alright, well, so this is when you sit here until you learn how to do those reports. And you do this. And, you don't have to delete the variables. You can leave them alone. 2016, year-end OS deployment software count. There we go. It worked. Now, we will do one thing. We'll edit this. See if I can break it again. We'll do views. We want to do a chart. Let's do a 3D chart, type chart. Let's do a pie. Let's just hit preview, see what we got. Looks good enough. Right off the bat, looks pretty good. Now, of course, you can change things. You can put OS name, make it visible. It didn't make it visible. Oh, you hover. What if we uncheck that, hit preview? It still shows up. So you know what though? This report's good enough. Not great at these. I don't really do these. But there you go. You now have a pie chart. They can get an idea what's out in the environment. They hover over. You have 4. So it says 50% of our machines are server 2012. All right. And the reason why the Macintosh is not showing up here, watch this. So one thing I do, there's a field called fixed asset resource status, where I do status equals active. Now, I will show you. Manage computers. Gonna go in. I'm gonna take both Windows 10 boxes. Now this one is not active at the moment. So let's do XP 8 and 7. And we set the asset status to retired. Now you can do custom statuses too, where like you got warehouse, storage, building 18, lumberyard, whatever you want. Now you just set it to retired. It still shows up here. Computers will show up here no matter what their status is. Now this report, because of this, is saying only show me active computers. Now look at it. We've got 4 server 2012s, 1 Windows 10 Enterprise. Come back over here. Oh. To rerun this. There you go. So I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff with reports. There's a lot to it. I mean, it's not just something I can quickly do a tutorial. I just hopefully showed you how to add drop-down lists, how to do where you can type in a part of a name and use the variable or not have to use the variable. So I hope that helped. And I'm not sure, there was one more tutorial I'll probably do. I'm pretty much wrapping this up, which is pretty good because I've never touched SCCM, and the whole point of this lab was for me to do this, document this, just to show, not to you, just to myself, that I can, well, I know I can ground up, still install, configure, get up and running fully. Next is SCCM, and see what the difference is. So I gotta keep myself marketable for both sides. So until the next tutorial, which will most likely be the last of the season, have a good night.